U7Buy provides the most convenient, fastest, and safest way to upgrade your team with numerous positive reviews and verified by top creators from different countries with 24/7 online customer support. Before the end of October, all users who place an order for FC26 coins on U7Buy for their first order of FC26 coins can enjoy a plus 10% coin bonus. Using my discount code Inception can get an additional 8% discount. Okay, guys, so we're going to go ahead and start off with the new custom tactics. This is the first one of the year, right? I was having problems with my setup for the first 2 or 3 days, and then I had to go do some stuff with the fam skis and stuff. But we're pretty much good to go now, so we can go ahead and pick out some different formations in custom tactics. So, guys, I'm going to be providing you guys the basic meta formation and custom tactics that people generally use. But I'm also going to be providing my own and some adjustments that you want to look out for when it comes to this year's game, right? Because the reason why I'm going to be mentioning my own is because I think for this year's game, like, you're going to want to see how you want your players to move, right? Because these meta custom tactics, for me personally, I feel like attacking AI wise, there isn't enough different movements, right? They're very linear, very obvious to read, right? But for me, guys, I obviously like don't really do the skill move mechanics that often, right? I do it like sometimes in certain areas, but I don't. That's not the play style. Like, I try not to do 1v1 Mortal Kombat as much as possible, right? In this game, like, obviously there's certain situations where you do, but I want my players to move a certain way for me to score some nice goals, right? So the custom tactics, right? So one of them is going to be this one. Yeah, so one of the custom tactics is like this, pretty straightforward stuff in regards to how players move in certain areas. Right now, again, you could have like different variations of a formation if you just like one specifically. Now, with the 4-4-1-1 and the center mids being a thing, right? It is nice to have this balance as it is. Be very mindful of the depth parts that you have in your team. You need to definitely get players in the defensive positions that are very good, right? Like, I've used Hakimi and Pacho, for instance, in seasons. I can tell you right now that those guys will be really nice in this game, right? So the PSG back four probably in general is going to be really sick. But you need players that can run. You need players that are fast because this is a very counter-attacking oriented game, okay? So player roles. He has fullback balanced. You could do fullback defends. The thing about balance is that sometimes it's nice to be given the extra freedom in the side positions because it becomes too linear sometimes when you only have the inside forward and nothing is happening in the side positions. Now, again, you need to have like really, really meta players for the defensive position specifically. It's I would say for the new gen version of the year or new gen version of the game, you have to just have like really meta players, right? In the defense, like that's like the main priority, right? But yeah, the fullback balanced will give you that balance on that side position if your left mids and right mids cut inside and then you don't really have anything being utilized in the side position, right? For this year, it kind of makes a lot of sense because their track back is pretty good if you have the right players. If you're playing draft, put it on defend, bro, because these guys are going to be out of position. The right center mid is on deep lying playmaker build up, and then you have box to box for the center mid. That's just to get movement out of these players, right? Get them around the pitch as much as possible. Playmaker balanced is the other one for the cam position, and then obviously with right mid, left mid is inside forward balance, and then the striker is on advanced forward attack, right? So generally speaking, pretty solid meta foundation when it comes to a formation like this. This could be one of your variations, right? Now, another variation that I am going to mention is going to be this save code, and then, well, yeah, I could just save the code there. But another one that I want to mention is one that I'm just going to show you guys like myself, right? In regards to what I like my players to do in certain positions. Because guys, I'm going to be real, man. I think if you're an attacking AI person and you want movement out of your players as much as possible, look at the descriptions for each of the players, okay? So I think by default, for me personally, I do like to have fullback defend for the most part, only because of the current meta of not having better players. If I had better players in the fullback positions, you know, like if it's apparently Nuno Mendes is really good. He has like a Di Lorenzo in his team, right? Just like as an example, right? But yeah, so fullback defend for the most part, starting off the game, right? Center mid, it's nice to have box to box, right? It is nice to have box to box player in this position just for general movement. But for me, I always like to have one on either a holding defend or a deep lying playmaker build up, right? The reason why is because if you look at the description of this, it's the key cog to building up play from the back. This defensively positioned midfielder will often be the catalyst for attacks. When set to build up, the deep lying playmaker will move forward and offer a passing option to support attacks, right? So you get movement out of both of these players, but it's very situational in game because sometimes because of people really going for counterattacks, it's nice to also just use one player on holding defend, right? The cam position, for me personally, it all depends on the situation as well, right? Like sometimes you'll be playing a game and, you know, people in general will just use a shadow striker attack, blah, blah, right? For me personally, I'm going to show you guys how I like to line up depending on the situation, right? So this by default has to be like inside forward balance, right? Because when it's any of these other ones, like their movements don't feel mixed enough, right? It's very important to have that, but obviously winger this year, it could be better. Like if you feel like you need more width and you don't have your fullbacks on balance and you have them on defend, you kind of need that width in your team sometimes as well, right? Again, very, very situational. Now, what I did, because I noticed this attacking AI wise when I was playing the game, right? So I had inside forward, balance for the left mid and right mid, but I had the cam on playmaker roaming, okay? Playmaker roaming. Roaming is when set to roaming, the playmaker will have freedom to explore the pitch to find the best spaces to support attacks. You guys know me, I'm an attacking AI merchant. It's nice to get that player moving across the pitch in general, but I also do this for the striker. I put him on support. The reason why I have this on support, right, is because when set to support, the advanced forward will look to make runs from deeper or wider positions and press the defenders. Okay, so the way that plays out in the game for you to create spaces, and you guys will notice this from some of the highlights when they're kind of like pushed up against the defenders, and then you can kind of go for like a skill move right afterwards or like a quick touch pass off. It's nice to have that, right? Because playmaker roaming, this guy can move into the side positions, right? He can also be in the cam position. But advanced forward support, he's always going to be constantly supporting the left mid and right mid, but also pressing up against the defenders, right? So for me personally, for attacking AI purposes, like to line up my team personally like this. And then as the game progresses, I could change a few things here and there where, you know, the holding defend turns into a deep lying playmaker. The thing that you guys also need to be mindful of, because a lot of people are just adding this by default, but again, it depends on your team. If you're playing a draft, it's debatable whether 70 depth is the preferable option, because right now, if you use defenders and they don't have a shadow or they don't have a catalyst and they're not on full chemistry, they're very slow. Like these attackers are going to absolutely blitz them, right? So consider turning it down depending on the quality of your players. If they're at 70 and your players can really run, then yeah, you'll be chilling on just playing on 70. But again, adjust this based off what you're noticing in the game, right? That's why you can have like different variations of this formation in the game. Build up style on balance, you could definitely use that. You can also use counter, because this approach encourages players to get in behind the opposition's defense as the team transitions quickly from defense to attack. Like you can totally do this too, right? A lot of people are generally using balanced, but a counter would definitely work as well. So if you guys want to copy the tactics like this, if you actually want like, you know, some pretty different movements, then you can also do this as well, right? So yeah, that's for the 4-4-1-1. I'll be taking a look at the other formations too, because people do have the meta variations that they enjoy, but then also I like to kind of change a few things here and there depending on what I'm personally noticing my players doing on the pitch. Because sometimes when I use these really meta ones, not necessarily this one, because this one actually gives you some really nice movements. The really meta ones, like I said, they just feel sometimes very generic, very linear. And that's how I know that like when people are attacking with those sort of formations, I feel like they're utilizing a lot of the 1v1 Mortal Kombat stuff, like the FC gimmick mechanic stuff, which, listen, that's part of the game. That's what it is. But I'm just not noticing unique attacking AI unless I change a tactic to kind of suit how I want my players to move given certain scenarios. Like I said, as you're playing the game, you're seeing, okay, it makes more sense if he were to move here, blah, 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 and then you adjust accordingly, right? But yeah, that's pretty much it for the introduction, for the stuff here. I'll leave, well, one of them I'll just leave in the description down below, but then the other one is just mine. So if you want to go ahead and copy that, you can do that. Just kind of like balance out your team in the beginning of the year and then just go from there. Also, work with the roles that you have in your team, guys, right? Like if your players have plus roles and you can kind of work around that too, that's going to be very important to work with too, okay? But yeah, I'll catch you guys for the next video. Enjoy the highlights. I'll see you for the next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys. There we go. Small little left sticks. Good stuff. Nice. Good job, Maradona. Good touch. Ooh, Maradona. Maradona. You're in that elastico angle. He's free. There we go. Little quick counter there. I'm gonna be real with you guys. Like the 4-4-1-1 and stuff. Like these formations are nice, but dude, I don't know what it is, but I feel like a 4-5-1 or something might be the go-to or something, because these sort of formations, if you don't have, like this year, you definitely need to focus on increasing your defenders as much as possible again, for sure, because you need full meta defenders that block out the people constantly going for like the counter attacks and stuff. Nice. A little bit of extra spaces here and there. What a goal. Let's go, baby. There it is. Oh man, you have to do 1v1 Mortal Kombat skill moves, man. Deserved. Deserved. That was a little crazy, bro. That was a little crazy. Deserved. Beauty. Good left stick there. Nice, bro. Oh, that's what we're doing right there. That's what we're doing right there, boys. Beautiful. What a lob pass, holy. Nice. Beauty. Go Maradona. Let's go. Nice goal. Beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful. Playing some good football. Let's go. Beauty. Beauty. This formation cooks for the attack, eh? Holy. Really good, dude. Oh, yeah, we're playing total football right now. Let's go. That's what we want to see, baby. Beauty. Let's go, Nevsh. What a goal. Football. That's what we're looking for there.
Lovely tempo to this passing sequence.
There it is. Yo, Smalaric is a beast, man. Holy. This is like my type of player, bro. On that false nine hole. He's like perfect for that role.
Oh, could be an opportunity here.
There it is. Little body feint to get into position. There we go. Super lucky. That's one of the rare occurrences of the bounce back. It's not like impossible to happen, right? Like it's like 15% now, which there's other variables too, like in this game now with the play styles and stuff too, right? So it's way better this year than it was in previous years. Okay, we'll take it. We'll take it. My boy didn't want to shoot at first right there. A little weird. A little weird.